Hello and welcome back. This is video number 2, and we're going to talk about when your members first join your monthly or recurring membership site. What should they first see? And I want you to really think about you putting yourself in their shoes, and what do you expect to see first once you've bought a product? It can be your product, it can be somebody else's product. Think about the experience that you were able to have, which was a good experience, by purchasing a different product. So the first thing we want to do is obviously set expectations. If you set expectations up front and you communicate that, then people will understand what to expect and they'll expect it from here on out. If you do not create those expectations up front, those clear expectations on, when they're going to receive content, welcome them, and what you're all about, and things like that, then you're going to be missing out on that first initial impression. I mean, think about when you first meet somebody. You meet somebody you don't know, you get introduced to them. You really think about the first impression and the way they handle themselves, right? So basically what you want to do, as far as practicality goes, is be clear on what you want them to do next, such as watching the welcome video. So you can create a welcome video. You don't always have to, but that can help. But you want to have some sort of welcoming process, whether that be a welcome video or an email or whatever. You basically want to explain to them when and how the content is going to be delivered. So for example, one of my monthly membership sites, I deliver content at the very end of the month. So you might want to be clear about that, because some people might be expecting content at the beginning or at the middle. So by the end of the first month, they might join and they're thinking, wait a minute, I haven't received any content, I'm going to cancel. So that's why communication and open communication more so can really help. You also want to be clear about why you do things the way you do. We all have different ways of doing things. We all have different processes, different timelines. So if you can communicate that, that will help as well. Another thing is, when they first join, you want to engage with them. You want to set the tone by reaching out to them or getting them to engage with you, meaning them talking to you, vice versa. So what I found over the years that can help is get them to introduce themselves via email or your Facebook group or your forum or whatever. Just get them to introduce themselves and try to respond to their emails. Over the years, what I've done with some of my monthly membership sites is, when somebody joined, I would send them an email and say, hey, so-and-so, welcome. Some of these people thought that it was an automated email, but in reality, I was actually reaching out to them. Or you can get your virtual assistant or your assistant to reach out to them. Regardless of what it is, if you reach out to them and you ask them questions and they respond, and you respond to those questions, guess what? You've done something that the majority of monthly or recurring membership sites have not done. The majority of sites out there, people join, they automate the site, and that's it. There's really no engagement involved, and therefore that's why there is not really a higher retention rate. There's an average retention rate of like 1, 2, or 3 at max. So this is all about increasing your retention rate as much as possible, right? You basically want to get people involved with the process. The more baby steps, the more action steps that they take, the longer that they feel invested, and the more they feel that you are invested in them, which is very important. And that really builds trust. The more they trust you, the more likely they'll like you. So you got to realize that people come for content, but they stay for the community. If you think about small groups, social groups that you join, you might come initially because it sounds exciting. But if nobody talks to you, nobody helps you out, or you try to help people out and you just don't get a two-way response and it's all one way, then guess what? You leave, right? Same thing. Same thing the way friendships go. So the easiest way to go about doing this is 3 different ways. You can either use Camtasia or something similar just to make a quick screen capture video to say, hey, this is so-and-so, just want to welcome you to my site. This is how things work. This is how the timeline is. This is when you're going to get the content, and so forth. You can do a face-to-face video if you want to, but if for some of you that don't want to do face-to-face videos, don't want to do Camtasia videos, you can also outsource this process by going to Fiverr.com or Odesk.com just to find somebody who is a presenter to speak. So if you want to go that route, let me go ahead and just jump on over to Fiverr.com and show you your different options that you can take. So when you create your welcome video, you can head on over to Fiverr.com and you can type in presenter. So what you're looking for is somebody to present your welcome video. And my recommendation is you want to make it as friendly as possible. You know, you can do screen capture, that's fine. I wouldn't really do something that just, doesn't have a voice, just because you want to make it personable. So all you have to do is type that in. You can choose English, and then you can find your presenters. So for example, this guy, he has 388 reviews. We can click here, and this gal here, and this person here. So if you want to, you could pick and choose a presenter that kind of fits your gender. And I mean, just go through here. You just go through, watch these, make sure that you find somebody who kind of fits the way that you want people to feel. If somebody joins your site and it's very, very professional, maybe you need something like this that's very professional. Or maybe you need to find somebody who's laid back because you have a more laid back membership site. So there are many different ways to do that. Just think about your audience. If you think about your audience and who your audience is and how they can relate to people, then you can choose somebody that fits that. Don't just choose somebody to choose somebody and that's it. So what you need to do is you need to create kind of a script. So like everything that I talked about, how they're going to get the content, the timeline, the process, what to expect, stuff like that. Just write it in a script and don't forget to say welcome, blah, blah, blah to this specific site so that they know that this video is a welcome video for that specific site. So it's pretty self-explanatory from here on out, just hiring process and everything and working with them to get it right. And that's the key. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's move on to the next video.